you got to say something about preview cards too.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, you're listening to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 231. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and today we're going to continue the arc of the Kaldheim Commander by really shaking things up and hitting you with some preview cards. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Oh, we are back. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We have stories to tell. We have patrons to thank. We have preview cards to reveal to the world. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. Their source for all your gaming needs.
Oh, yeah, very much so. I've got a new Fusion order coming using CCO Fusion 5 promo code, 5% off my entire order. I'm that much closer to completing my full set of Avacyn Restored. You know, you buy a couple cards here and there. There's a couple expensive ones there. And with Oko banned in fucking every format now. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I think I probably have to because I'm missing like 5 cards from Eldraine.
And Oko's a card that you might even play.
Yeah, but then I would need another one because you told me
Oh, it doesn't count unless
it doesn't count in the collection if it's not in the box or the binder, right?
Yeah, I did say that, and I do mean it.
Yeah, that's why I need another Great Henge too, and that is not banned in everything, and is played lots, and is fucking expensive.
It sure is. Oh, man. I actually also have a Fusion Gaming Online order coming. And
Did you use CCO Fusion 5 promo code?
You damn right I did.
Uh-oh.
And oh boy,
Because you spent money?
I ordered an Allosaurus rider. Oh baby. That's...
You know what the amount of Jumpstart packs you've cracked? You could have just like bought 5 Allosaurus Shepherds, not Rider. Shepherd.
Shepherd. I have opened a surprising amount. They have those packages you can get where it's got like the full Jumpstart game where it's got 4 packs in them for like $25 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just buy a couple of those when I see them and hope that I open something good, and then I never. Do you know how many birds I've opened? The bird is the worst one. It is not the worst.
What's
it
the
is
rare?
The worst. I don't even care.
Fuck. Well,
but I still have them because they're not even worth taking to the LGS and trading them in.
What's the land in there? What land is it? Do you remember?
It's like a hillock with
A hillock?
Yeah, like a little small hill with sort of a broken tree on it with a bird sitting on top of the tree.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Could I paint it? Is it nice?
None of them are unnice.
Sure.
So absolutely, you could have a lot of Jumpstart land if you want. I got the witch one with the eyeballs coming out of the goo.
Yeah,
and I got the hand one with the thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a bunch of like lightning mountains, and I got cats, and I got I don't know, that book, one with all the books.
Oh yeah, the book.
There's a bunch of those. The
Well,
only one I
I'll
don't
take-
have extras of is the deer with the carnivorous plants eating it, because that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, and the Phyrexian language one, the one that's actually expensive.
Yeah, I didn't open any of those.
Yeah.
Of
Well,
course not.
of course, if you want to see any alters, comments, if you're on YouTube or at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando on Twitter, he does his awesome fucking altar proxies or tokens that we give to patrons, of course, if you sign up, and I do altars every Thursday on the Facebook. Links to everything everywhere whatever.
Yeah. Anywhere you can find them, or CommanderCookout.com.
There it is. We got it all out there. We in very podcasting professional.
That's right.
Style, I guess.
Speaking of professionals,
Oh,
remember yesterday on the pre-show?
Oh,
when
fuck.
You said we had a winner of the official sack of Dirty Rotten packs that we crack.
yep. Guess the commander. Everybody always comments. Well, how do I enter? You watched the pre-show yesterday when I talked about how hungover I am. Look, I already look better. I adjusted the exposure on the camera to make me look less like death.
He used special effects.
Yeah, I hope. yeah, maybe Joe can add a little bit more color. Watch, he's gonna make me like blue or something.
Well, no, then he'd make me like green or yellow or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you guess the commander. You put your guess for the hints in the comments of the pre-show yesterday, so you already missed it. The one for last week, and I don't even remember who they were guessing because I didn't write it down. Yeah, you're not gonna get it.
Was it it was the football guy. That turns into a sword, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Halvar, god of battle.
I'm counting that as a win.
Yes, I am too.
Shit, yeah.
Guessed by Michael Garrett. So you got yourself a pack. CommanderCookout@gmail.com. Let us know where to send it.
It's where you live.
Yes.
Your address.
Yes.
We'll mail it to you.
We'll send it. We mentioned the Patreon page.
We did.
Lots of benefits there. Good benefits Discord and merch. We talked about a little new CCO stickers yesterday in the pre-show. Ooh, the main benefit, and I don't know why anybody wants these, but this is the pinnacle of CCO benefits. The nickname.
Oh, yeah. I love the nickname.
Baby. We got a couple. First, we got an increased pledge. Jason Belk. Draining Belk. Draining Belk. I think that Belk sounds a little bit dirty, but we're gonna move on. Big thanks, big fu to Jason Belk for the
Sounds
increase.
like Belch too.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. I can't believe we missed that initially.
Wow.
Naming him after
it's like going back and watching like your gameplay video or whatever. It's like, oh fuck, I missed that or whatever.
Also named after a card coming out in Time Spiral Remastered.
Oh yeah.
Draining Welk, baby.
Oh yeah. Not our preview cards though.
No,
We're gonna get to them for everybody who's waiting patiently. Thank you. First new patron.
Hit him.
Drew H. Just H. I know his last name, but Drew H is his like patron name.
Well, H?
H, like the letter H.
Like circle H?
Or single H, like DH. He's a designated hitter for CCO Nation's baseball team.
Do we have a baseball team? We do now. We have a designated hitter.
Yeah, the Finger Blasters.
I like it.
Made it up.
I like it.
The Finger Blasters. And Drew H is our designated hitter.
I like it.
Yeah, and then shout out to everybody in the nation who's a big baseball fan, because I get baseballed lots on Twitter or like on like private messages in the Discord.
Nice.
Yeah. Baseball spring training started. I'm pumped. Fucking pumped. Next shout out and FU, of course. Excuse me. Micah Manthe? Just
Michael
is not even his name. Michael Manatee?
Oh, yeah. Michael Manatee. Or we call him Hugh. Hugh Manatee.
Or Huge Manatee.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Huge Manatee.
Pick your poison there, Huge Manatee. Mm-hmm. But I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Big thank you. And of course,
FU.
Yeah, very much so. Last one. Jeremy Holt.
Germhold?
Germhold? Like hold my beer?
Well, no, germhold, like the inside of your mask when you sneeze in it.
Oh, gross.
I know that's kind of COVID sensitive, but you know what?
Hey,
it works. Germhold.
Yeah, we can dunk on COVID a little bit.
We sure can.
Yeah, fuck COVID.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck everything.
Yeah,
except for us.
Yeah, we're
and
pretty
CCO
good.
Nation.
Yeah, you guys are good too.
And Jeremy, hold my germs. Jeremy, sneeze into my eyes. Oh yeah, pick your poison. Pick your germs. Jeremy, big FU. Now, oh yeah, Michael Garrett, get at us. You're the winner. Tiny little bit of business with Patreon. They changed their what you see or what we see based on what country you're in. They changed like their currency, kind of what it shows you. If you're from Canada, it'll show you Canadian dollars. If you're from like in Europe, it'll show you euros. So just be aware, they want to make it as accurate when you pledge as can be. So maybe you guys don't see anything different, but we do. I don't know. It's just weird. I wanted to mention it so it didn't look like we changed anything. It is what it is.
Yeah, we didn't. We don't like change.
We've got some, you don't like change. I love change. The only fucking constant is change.
I only like
which
change
is like an oxymoron.
I only like change when it's in a sock and I'm swinging it around.
Hitting Max Crandell with it.
That's right.
Okay, well, something changed with Caltime.
Oh, yeah.
A little while ago.
Watsy woke up and they started giving you boys preview cards.
Watsy got woke of the coast. And Time Spiral Remastered, no different. And the pattern looks as though it was a couple days ago, white cards.
Right.
Time shifted and regular.
And benign?
Yeah.
Time shifted and benign.
Yeah. And then the next day was blue. We assumed that yesterday, Monday, would be black.
Yeah, I was super confused. I thought they were going to keep previewing on the weekend.
Yeah, no.
But they didn't.
No. They take weekends off, them fucks. They're like the government. Fuckers. Today, though. Red.
The greatest of colors.
Oh, baby. And we've got 4 cards, one of which is time shifted.
4!
So let's...
Not only is it time shifted, but it's played. And we're going to do that one last just because. We're
going to start with the shittiest one first. And this is just a benign reprint.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a draft common. Hey, actually, I did go through my collection.
And you had these?
I have 3 of these.
Oh, very excellent.
In the original frame, not this modern card frame.
Oh, man. Yeah, they future shifted it.
Yep.
They future shifted it originally in its original printing.
Yep.
And then they gave it the modern frame, but it's like, that's just weird. It's
Yeah.
like fucking Terminator time paradox, right?
Duh.
Anyways, the card. Henchfiend of Ukur.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. YouTubers are seeing it right here. And this is a 3/2 for red 3.
Sounds awful.
Creature Ogre.
Still
Yep.
not very good.
Haste.
Okay.
Echo of black 1. And Echo, for anybody who doesn't know, is at the beginning of your upkeep. If this came into your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay its Echo cost.
So it's hypothetically a 3/2 for what? 7?
8.
8.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then it has Rakdos Hybrid. Henchfiend of Ukur gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So this is a 3/2 for 4 with haste that you have to sacrifice if you don't pay Echo of black 1. Oh, sorry, not 8. Yeah, 6.
With fire breathing.
With fire breathing. So this is fine. This is obviously a draft include, and you said that you're pumped for the draft environment because you appreciated Time Spiral, like the original draft environment.
I like the times, especially the block where you got like a Time Spiral pack and a Planar Chaos pack and a Future Sight
Oh
pack.
man, that would just be the most fucked draft ever.
Because it's insane. Like there's so many mechanics and there's a million tribes of cards, and the cards ranged wildly in power from like absolute trash to actually pretty good to holy fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
So I haven't been excited for a draft environment in a long time.
Yeah,
and here we are.
On one hand, you get a Henchfiend of Ukur, and the other hand, you get a fucking free counterspell.
Yeah.
in active negation.
Yes.
The next card, though. Ooh. The next card. We're getting right into it here.
It's a combo with our other card.
Sort of it is, and it's like, are they trolling us? Is this them saying sorry and they appreciate us, or are we looking too much into this? I'm not sure, but this is Thick-Skinned Goblin. This is a 2/1 for red 1, Goblin Shaman.
Ooh.
Ah.
Relevant creature types.
Yeah. You may pay 0 rather than pay Echo costs for permanents you control.
So if you want to pay the Echo cost, you still can.
But you don't have to.
you
So
don't have to.
Henchfiend O'Core becomes a lot better if you also probably draft your Thick-Skinned Goblin. Also, you can pay red, and it gains protection from red until end of turn. Look at that, eh?
Yeah, that's a card that exists, and we're previewing it.
That's it. Well, we've got more. This is good if you want to play Echo.deck. This is...
Which you don't. I mean, it actually does get better outside of Time Spiral, because Echo is a returning mechanic.
Yep.
And some of the other cards with Echo are okay.
Yeah,
but they
well,
actually become maybe playable if you don't have to.
What's the one that gets you creature back from your graveyard? It's a creature. It's a white creature. It's an angel.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember there's an artifact that does something really, really good, and it costs 6, but it also has an Echo of 6.
Urza's Blueprints.
Probably.
Urza's Blueprints, and that white angel that reanimates something. That's a good one. A Karmic Guide. There it is. Yeah, Karmic Guide's good.
There we go.
Avalanche Riders got Echo. Yeah, destroys a land when it ETBs. Some of those stuff you want them to die so you can reanimate them and take advantage of your...
Do it again, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Thick-Skinned Goblin. Moving on. This is... Let me get to the right one. Okay, here we go.
There it is.
This is the first like one.
Is this a mythic?
Technically.
Did they give us a mythic?
They gave us 2.
They gave us 2 mythics?
I think the other one's mythic, but here we go. Let's see if you can get all the abilities on this card. This is Achroma Angel of Fury. Let me get you some of the stats, though. 6/6 Angel for red, 5. With the original gorgeous flying down to fucking...
Ball out of control.
Yeah, I was going to say
Achroma.
do wrath upon you.
Yeah, this is sexy Achroma.
Yeah.
I like red Achroma. Okay, she has morph
Yes.
for something.
Red, 3. You can cast her for 3, and then you can flip her face up for red 3.
And then she has pro white and blue,
Yes.
haste,
Yes.
trample,
Yes.
flying.
She doesn't have haste, sorry.
No haste.
Flying, trample, pro red,
Pro
pro white, pro blue.
blue.
Fuck, we're pros.
Yeah, speaking of pros, here we are.
Yeah. Cannot be countered.
Cannot be countered. That's the key.
Fire breathing.
Fire breathing.
So she is going to ball all over your face.
I actually used to use her in a modern deck I played, and she was the win condition because our entire local metagame was just like Delver control at the time.
Yeah.
And they couldn't beat a Chroma because it had protection from every removal spell in their hand, and they couldn't counter her.
Yeah.
So I just played removal spells and
this
hand
was modern,
shredding.
like in 2010 or whatever.
This is a long time ago, but like I'd play something like I'd kill their guy, extirpate their stupid Delvers. Now they don't have a threat anymore, and then you can start removing their counter spells from the game again with extirpate and surgical extraction and slaughter games and thought hammer.
That sounds exactly like what Time Spiral Limited is gonna be like if you draft an Acroma.
Baby, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
Acroma is way better than she gets credit for.
Yep. Now, enough of this mumbo jumbo about draft, though.
Okay, yeah, let's talk.
We've got a real Commander card that you and I both play that is going to go into decks. Get your foils, fusiongamingonline.com, CCO Fusion 5 promo code. Brando's looking them up on edhrec.com because it is legendary. They gave us our first ever legendary creature preview.
Except for Acroma.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Except for Chroma. This is time-shifted Felden of the Third Path.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yep.
That's very good.
Yep. Human Artificer 2/3 for red 1, as if people don't know what this does. Brando's still looking for it because he doesn't use his eyes when he looks. It goes red 2, tap, create a token that's a copy of target creature card in your graveyard, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste, and then sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
I play this in 2 decks.
I play this in 1 deck, and I've played against Felden of the Third Path decks many a time, and for the first time ever, we've got time shifted. I want to call it past shifted, but it doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound as good.
Time shifted, yeah. Old border. It's going to have what we think is the old foiling process, hopefully just the frame with the shooting star. It's going to look sick.
It's going to look very cool. It just occurred to me. Something just hit me.
What is it?
There are probably people who are. Nah, we'll talk about it later. That's a big tease for another show. I just had a like my brain just melted a little bit. It's like, I gotta say that.
Yeah,
but then I'm gonna say it later.
You know what? We are gonna review Time Spiral a little bit. We're gonna pack it all into one show where we talk about kind of just what this kind of set means and how
it's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah,
so.
how it makes our community at the very least feel, right? So we're going to talk about it more in next week or the week after once we see the whole set. And it's going to be a good time. But those are our preview cards brought to you by Wizards of the Coast for free, of course.
We paid them no money for that.
Yeah, it's
no money exchanged hands at all with Wizards of the Coast. They have never given us a dime to preview their shit, and I assume that will continue.
And they'll never give us anything for fucking anything.
Truth.
Except for maybe more preview cards. So big thanks to WotC for those because they are lots of fun. They're exciting. People like them. And it's always great like when we get into the Discord in our preview channel and everybody's talking about it and the congrats and kind of just the camaraderie we have with the community. It's lots of fun.
It feels good.
Yep. So we did the preview cards.
We did the preview cards.
We did not read today's commandy.
You mean Toralf, God of Fury?
Oh yeah. So if you guessed that on yesterday's pre-show, that's the guy, and Lightning Skelemental in his showcase art.
Yes, indeed. I think his backside. The only good thing about the other side of this card is that it's definitely actually a metal album cover.
Yeah, you know what? You called it a backside. Now is like his ass, but it's a hammer.
Yeah,
which is like what you have on the front. Give him a read, and then we'll do the deck.
Toralf, God of Fury, is a 4/5 or a 5/4 rather god for red 4 with trample. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, Toralf deals damage equal to the excess to any target other than that permanent.
Yeah, and this read the back because it exists.
I don't want it. Toralf's hammer is an artifact equipment for red 1. Equipped creature has red 1 tap. Unattach the hammer, it deals 3 damage to any target, then you put the hammer back into your hand. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 if it's legendary, and it equips for some amount of mana.
I should have stopped. That sucks. You only play the front side because excess damage, right?
That's right.
Okay, and this is your own personal deck.
It has, at this point in time, a 100% win rate, and it made me officially the best EDH player in Canada.
Yeah. We were on Commander Night Live with Andy Holbone and Jim LePage from the Spike Feeders,
Yeah,
and Brando won the game.
That's right. And the people from Central Canada and the people from Eastern Canada both agree. Best Magic player in the world.
I
or
suppose.
Canada, I guess. But
In the
taking
world? Yeah, fucking Canada's pretty much as big as the world.
it's the world that I live in.
That's it.
So,
Should we do the deck?
yes, we should.
All right.
Now, unlike what we usually do where we save what the deck does to the end, let's start with it this time.
Yeah, I think cat's out of the bag. We want to do damage, right?
And in red, how are we going to do that right?
Well, your custom categories called Kill 'em all. There's 15 cards that, by the looks of it, all do mass damage. The red version of Sweeping or Wrath of Godding.
Let me hit you with a quick why I called it Kill 'em all.
Sure.
I mentioned a minute ago that Toralf's hammer, the shitty equipment on the backside of Toralf, looks like a metal album cover. You know what album cover it looks like?
Kill 'em all?
Metallica's Kill 'em all. Just a little bit more lightning,
There it
which
is.
is why I called him Kill 'em all. Now let's talk about some of these cards.
Sure.
Now we're going to have a quick clump where we have Subterranean Tremors, Starstorm, Rolling Earthquake, Molten Disaster, Magma Quake, Fault Line, and Earthquake.
Those are the X cost damage everything spells.
Some of them do other stuff too, but for the purposes of this deck, it's some amount of red and X some creatures, then use Toralf's other ability to wreck face.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do Toralf on 4 or 5 and then you do like a 4-5 point Earthquake or whatever the next turn, you're going to get like all the creatures and somebody's going to take 10 or everybody's going to take 10 or that guy that made like 6 tokens is going to take like 5 damage 6 times, right? And he's going to be almost dead.
Oh, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so kill them all. We've got 15 total. You read the first few.
We've also got a Storm's Wrath.
Storm's Wrath, 4 damage to each creature in Planeswalker.
Star of Extinction.
Fucking 20 damage to each creature.
And each Planeswalker. And
So if somebody's at 40 and they've got 3 creatures and you Starve Extinction,
they're
gonna take like 50 some damage.
Yeah. And I blew up their land.
Cool.
Because it also kills a land. Because of course it does.
Oh man.
How about Jaya Ballard Taskmage?
Oh yeah, this is an all-star in our game on Commander Night Live. It's got 3 abilities, 2 for 3 abilities. This is like the original test card for making Planeswalkers.
Originally from Time Spiral.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's red, discard a card, destroy target blue permy.
Cool.
You go red 1, tap, discard a card. It deals 2 damage to target creature, 3 damage to target creature. Or you go red 5, tap, discard a card, 6 damage to each creature and each player. That would be Inferno. Why aren't you playing Inferno?
I didn't have an extra one. I only had the one. And Inferno kills lands too, doesn't it?
No, Inferno is exactly that 3rd ability for that mana.
So it's Inferno, Incinerate, and Red Elemental Blast.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah. That's cool.
Dig it.
I should have just said that.
How about Hour of Devastation?
That's 5 to each creature in Planeswalker? Yeah, for 5 mana. That's fine. That's better than Earthquake, but it caps at 5.
And it kills indestructible things.
All right.
Which is pretty good. Next up, we got a Chandra's Ignition, Orion Special.
Yeah, one of my faves. This is damage equal to a creature we control's power to each creature and each player.
Each other creature and each player.
Oh,
so you can target Toralf when it's a 5-point Earthquake.
5-point Earthquake or more if he's bigger for any reason, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll save the Planeswalker for last. We'll do Chain Reaction.
Damage equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield.
To each creature.
To each creature, yeah.
And Blasphemous Act.
Fucking 13. Just take 13.
For how many mana, Ryan?
1.
For 1?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
And the last one, and I'm sorry that the one I'm using is Japanese, and it's the one and only card that's ever come up on Architect in Japanese, and this is Chandra Nalar, OG Chandra.
I don't know. She probably does fucking damage.
She's a 6-mana walker for red 3.
5-mana walker.
5-mana walker.
Yeah.
6 loyalty planeswalker.
There it is.
There we go. 6 loyalty walker for red 3. +1 is 1 damage to target player.
Sure.
-X is X damage to target creature.
That's why she's in there.
No. -8 is it deals 10 damage to target opponent and each creature they control.
Oh.
That's why she's in there.
You'll never get there.
Fucking 10.
10.
I'll never get there, he says.
Yeah.
I might someday. But that's the kill 'em all section, right?
There it is. The point is you wait till there's creatures on the battlefield. You're going to get them with earthquake damage just natively, and then for each creature, they're going to take earthquake damage again minus that creature's toughness.
It kind of gives Earthquake trample.
Yes.
I like
Trample
that.
quake.
Yeah.
Tramp quake.
I'm into it.
That sounds kind of dirty.
So instead of killing all things, maybe we could also only kill one thing, but kill them a lot.
Yes, I love killing it till it's fucking deader than dead.
We're going to start with Scred.
It's dead scred. This is damage to a creature equal to the number of snow perms you control.
All of the basics are snow mountains.
Sure.
That's the snow permanents that we control. We have a Searing Blaze.
That's 1 damage or 3 damage, but you got to have landfall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Kamal Pit Fighter.
Kamal Pitfighter. This is the Kamal that you got in foil.
Yes.
FusionGamingOnline.com, CCO Fusion 5 promo code. That's where you got this. This
Yes.
taps to deal 3 damage to target creature or player.
It's a 6/1 with haste for 6.
This is a fucking bad card.
It's not very good. But I'm like, you know what?
But we will,
I'm going to play it.
we will play it nonetheless.
I'm down playing it. Now, I'm not sure about this card, honestly.
Oh, I like this card.
Firestorm.
Firestorm. You got to get the Weatherlight original too, not that reprinted bullcrap.
Isn't this the only printing?
I think that there was another printing in a Commander product that with a new art.
Oh, that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Because watching animals fall out of the sky on fire is while Simba from fucking Lion King is going, what the fuck is going on?
What is this, fucking Dante? God damn it. Okay, this is an instant, mind you, for red.
Ooh.
As an additional cost, discard X cards. So you got to be careful of those additional costs.
Oh, yeah.
Firestorm deals X damage to each of X targets. So you get to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wrong. There was no reprinting. I'm thinking of Starstorm. I got to be thinking of Starstorm. There was a World Champ reprint of Firestorm. Man, people probably jam it because this card's like $25 or something.
That's crazy, yeah. Moving on.
Sure.
How about Drakuseth Maw Flames?
That's the one that deals like 4 damage and 3 damage and 2 damage or something?
4 damage and 3 damage and 3 damage.
Oh.
And it's a 7/7 for 7 with flying.
I don't hate that.
I like that.
All right. Cool fucking name too, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Drakuseth.
Maw Flames. Breathing fire all over. That card is just fucking cool.
That's a cool card.
And the last one in this section is the Brando counterspell.
Yeah, Comet Storm.
Comet Storm.
A red X deals X damage to any number of targets, multi-kick it, and you can choose second, third, fourth target for every time you... Yeah.
It's super good. Why do we call it a counterspell, right?
That's like fixed earthquake, hey?
Fixed?
Or sorry, fixed fireball.
Yeah.
Yes.
And an instant.
Yes. You call it, it's an instant. Because somebody will go and do something, and you'll just be like, nah, Comet Storm, I'll kill you. Remove your spell from the stack and pack up your shit and get out of here.
Leave the damn house. Where should we go next, Ryan?
Wherever you want.
Let's go to the card draw category.
Sure. The ammo or ammunition category, if you will.
Indeed. First up, we have Skull Clamp.
You Skull Clamp, fuck yeah.
Almost good. Jessica's Will.
Almost as unanimous as Skull Clamp in the fuck yeah category.
How about Endless Atlas?
Draw a card if you have 3 or more basic lands, or 3 or more lands with the same name?
Yes.
You okay?
That's a good one. And I have a Barigi God of Storytelling, but I've actually got her sleeved the other way because I play her for the other side.
Oh, yeah. Hornfell? Horn of Horn?
Yes.
Yes. Discard a card to exile the top 2 cards of your library and you can play them. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can play them forever.
This
Right?
turn. You can play them this turn.
Oh, this turn. Oh, yeah. The last 2 words. Read the whole fucking card, Ryan.
But you draw a card, and if you don't like it, you get rid of it and draw 2 more cards.
Yes.
It's just
and you
good.
can play land with that, hey?
That's right.
That is Tormenting Voice, right? Discard a card to draw 2?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so, yeah, because Cathartic Reunion is discard 2 to draw 3. This is Tormenting Voice. This is Tormenting Horn. Hornmenting Voice.
Tormenting Horn. Tormenting Horn, given that this horn will never run dry, flavor text. And I'm convinced that WotC made this card just to troll us because it's a dick joke. It's a big dick joke on a card, Ryan.
I don't know if it's a dick joke.
It is a dick joke. Let's keep going.
Sure.
Let's go to the attack section.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that, but
Because-
I see what all the cards do.
We have Furnace of Wrath, Fire Emancipation, and Dick Taste of the Twin Gods.
Those are doublers or triplers of the damages.
And the last card in that section is Chandra's Incinerator.
Yeah, this is from M21, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what this card does.
Chandra's Incinerator is a 6/6 for 6 that costs X less, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents this turn. And it has Trample. And it has, whenever a source that I control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker that they control. So if I Earthquake them for 10, they take a bunch of damage from their creatures taking 10. Then I have 10 more damage to do to another one of their creatures, if they still have any.
Yeah.
And then I can bounce that damage off of them with diminishing returns each time, wiping out all of their creatures and them at the same time.
That's a good little combo.
Chandra's Incinerator is fucking excellent in this deck.
Diminishing returns, but if you Earthquake for 10, you probably don't care that it's diminishing.
Yeah.
Because they're going to take damage every time if they have leftover creatures until you either run out of damage or they run out of life or they run out of creatures.
Exactly. But either way, somebody's going to run out of something.
Man, it's going to fucking hurt.
Exactly. Exactly. Ever play Breakout? That's the game where you move the little paddle back and forth, and there's all the blocks, and you got to bounce the ball into the blocks. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it's like. Moving on, we'll do the what's it called? Extra mana section.
Sure.
The ramp
Just
section.
fucking plow through it. Everybody knows these cards.
We have Solemn Simulacrum, Sol Ring, Replicating Ring, Phyrexian Altar, Mana Flare, Mana Echoes, Lava Brink, Floodgates. We should talk about that one. Extraplanar Lens, Chromatic Orrery, and Ashnod's Altar.
Chromatic Orrery?
Chromatic Orrery.
You playing that?
I'm trying it out.
All right, well, give it a read. Give it a read. Give it a read. This is the first time we ever played this card.
Legendary Artifact for 7. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. It taps to add 5, or you can tap it and 5 to draw a card for each color among permanents you control.
So tap 5, draw a card.
Yeah. So that's not very good, but it is a mana rock that taps for 5. This is a very mana-hungry deck.
Yeah,
And I did build it to be pretty casual. So
well, and you've got some low-to-the-ground creatures to, like, stave off, like, chip-ins and, like, the early game attacks. We'll talk about the creatures in a sec, but, yeah, this is going to let you get, like, 5 more damage out of Earthquake, which could potentially kill somebody.
absolutely.
4 creatures, and you get 5 more Earthquake damages. 4 creatures taking 5 more damage each is, like, 20 damage to someone's face.
Yeah.
That's actually, for 7 mana, that's fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And we also have the Lava Brink Floodgates. That is hard to say.
Yeah, that's red 3 for an artifact that taps for red, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they put a flood counter on it.
You may put a doom counter on it.
Doom counter on or take 1 off. And when it's got 3 or 4?
3.
3 doomies, you sacrifice it and destroy everything, right? No.
It sixes all
6s.
creatures.
Yeah, you 6 all creatures.
That's pretty good.
Which is both on theme and a mana rock, and it fits in the deck.
And when we were playing it on Commander Night Live, when you guys conspired against me to destroy my Lava Brink Floodgates, what didn't it kill? Any of the creatures you guys wanted to kill, because I had another card that we're going to talk about in just a second, and you guys got wiped out, and I was like, oh.
That's it. Okay, so let's talk about some Creech.
Let's do some Creech. Kindling, if you will.
Kindling, sure. These are the things that we're going to set on fire.
That's right. So we've got, I used a Goblin package for 1 card that we're going to talk about in the section, and a couple other things that just make Goblins good. Goblins are both efficient and good, and they're on theme. We're going to get to just a second.
I think, though, because you used a package, how many creatures are in the deck?
14.
14. You could sub this out for, like, your tribe of choice, maybe?
Oh, yeah, you could play dwarves, you could play...
And it doesn't even need to be a tribe. You could just have creatures that fit this deck's theme.
Oh, yeah,
right?
like you could play... Ashling would be really good in this deck.
Yeah.
There's lots of good stuff you could play. I went with Goblins because it's what I have and it's what I like.
Yeah, you know what? I think that you could do, like, an artifact package where you just focus on making more mana, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you could do, like, the mana mirrors, like Copper Mirror and Iron Mirror is the red one.
And
then
Palladium Mirror makes 2.
Yeah, and you could do like just like the one where you tap 2 artifacts to untap an artifact, so you can untap like your mana rocks. Like you could do the red artifact package here too. I think that would be good.
Indeed.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to start with Warren Instigator.
Sure, it deals double strike. 1/1 double strike for 2. When it hits you, you put a goblin into play from your hand.
So good.
So you can get 2 goblins off of that if somebody's got no blocks.
That is correct.
And on turn 2, or turn 3, they might not.
Somebody probably won't have blocks at that point.
Okay.
Skirk Prospector.
Sack a goblin, get a red.
Here's one of the cards that I'm using goblins for, Skirk Fire Marshal.
Oh, yeah. Pro red, and you tap 5 untapped goblins you control to deal 10 damage to each creature and each player.
Yeah.
So somebody's taking 10, and then all their creatures take 10, and then they take 10 again minus their creatures' toughnesses.
Yeah.
All right.
That's gonna kill people.
Yeah.
We have a Gangbang Commander.
Siege Gang likes to command the gangbang, if you will.
Yes.
He comes into play, gives you 3 goblins.
Pashalik Mons.
Ooh, this is whenever a goblin dies, it deals 1 damage to any target.
That is correct.
Our goblins are going to die all the time because we don't give a shit about them.
That's right.
And then we're going to deal 1 damage to creatures or players or planeswalkers. And you can sack a goblin to create 2 more goblins.
Yeah.
And pay some mana to do that.
Yeah, it
But
costs
we
some
don't give
mana.
a shit. We got mana.
We have Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin, and Krenko Mob Boss.
Yeah.
Both of those make just ass loads of goblin tokens.
Anybody who knows goblins or knows red knows Krenko 1 and Krenko 2.
Here's another one that we have thrown in because of Toralf. We have Ib Halfheart.
Yeah, this is sacrifice 2 mountains to put 2 1/1 goblins into play. And whenever a goblin we control becomes blocked, you sacrifice it, and it deals 4 damage to each creature blocking it.
Yeah.
So you pump up your goblins. We're going to talk about the lords in a second. You attack in, they become blocked, you sacrifice them, and you fucking deal a bunch of damage to blocking creatures, which then trample damage is over. Damage tramples over. Damples over.
Yeah.
By Toralf's ability.
Very cool.
All right.
All right, for Lords, we've got the Goblin Chieftain, the Goblin King, and the Goblin Trash Master.
Sure. They all give +1/+1 plus extra abilities.
And other stuff as well. Then we've got a Goblin Recruiter and a Goblin Matron.
Those are Goblin Tutors.
Correct. And since we're playing Goblins, and
we're
playing
playing red.
Earthquake, and we're playing red, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's time for us to talk about, for the first time in weeks, the best looking, most versatile, most powerful creature ever printed into the game of Magic the Gathering. Your boy and mine, Brash Taunter.
BT. And I'm not talking about the U of S Huskies football team's old head coach. I'm talking about Brash Taunter. Deep dive there. Did you hear that?
That was very
Fucking
good,
Deep dive there. Fucking Brash Taunter. Yeah, I've done a couple middle finger altars on those, and I've got at least 1 more in the queue, and I've got at least 1 more Brash Taunter sitting in my pile of stuff that needs painted. So if anybody needs Brashy boys, you get at me. It's already an extended art from the factory, as it were.
Do we need to even tell the people what it does? We should tell the people what it does.
Tell them what it does.
It's a 1/1 for red 4. Oh.
Ugh.
It's indestructible.
Ah.
And whenever Brash Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent.
So
and
you earthquake it. You earthquake it for 10, and then somebody's going to take 10.
they've already taken 10 from the earthquake.
Yeah.
Then they took 9 from their elf dying. Then they took 10 more from Brash Taunter.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. And it also has red 2 tap. Brash Taunter fights another target creature. Doesn't have to be their creature. Could be yours if you have a big one.
Yeah.
And if they're attacking you with, I don't know, a 40/40 because they don't want to get earthquaked anymore, just fight it with Brash Taunter.
Brash Taunter. Or if Brash Taunter's a 4/4 because you got 3 lords, you can fight something, kill it, and deal extra damage. Yeah.
I love Brash Taunter. Oh, man. Well, we had the attack section. Let's do the protect section.
Oh, yeah. We definitely missed that opportunity to attack and protect.
Yes.
Fuck.
Well, it's
We're
fun.
still learning, eh? 231 in. You never stop growing.
Never stop learning, never stop growing.
That's
It's a
important.
mantra for life. I hinted at playing this card on Commander Night Live when I
Yep.
became the greatest EDH player in Canada. This is one of the reasons why I'm playing in a Chroma's Memorial.
Yeah, it makes everybody a chroma. It turns everybody into our preview card. Sorta.
I guess. So the
Yeah, fuck.
OG version of our preview card. It's a stretch, but we made it.
Yeah, I love stretching.
Stretching like Dalsum. A Chroma's Memorial is a legendary artifact for 7. Creatures you control have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, protection from black, and protection from red.
Ooh, pro red, hey?
Pro red is
That's
key.
pretty good.
Because now we survived the Blasphemous Act.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. How about Blood Moon?
Blood Moon turns all non-basics into swamp basics. What I meant was mountain basics.
There we go.
Doesn't hurt you at all. If you got non-basics, they just turn into mountains.
Exactly.
All
So
right.
it doesn't hurt us at all.
Yeah.
Chaos Warp.
Yeah, it's Chaos Warp. You get something out of the way.
Commander Plate.
Commander Plate, hey?
I'm trying it out in this deck.
Okay, well, this is +3/+3, and then protection from everything that is not its color, right?
Yeah.
Equip Commander 3, equip Regular 5. It gives your guy Pro 4 colors and makes him a 3-hit kill.
It makes Toralf into a legitimate threat on his own. It makes him a little bit more survivable with Earthquakes, and it makes it harder for my opponents to remove him. So I figured I'd give it a shot.
You could Earthquake for 6 and he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to get the job done.
An Earthquake for 6 is usually where you want your Earthquakes to be, unless you're going to win. So, Commander Plate, we're going to try it out. How about Glacial Crevasses?
Oh, Glacial Crevasse.
Yeah.
This is a snow something card from Ice Age. Give
is.
this one a read. You talk about deep dives and deep cuts.
Glaci-
This is a glacially crevice deep cut.
It's an enchantment for red 2, has 0, sacrifice a snow-covered mountain. No creatures deal damage in combat this turn.
That's like Saka Mountain Fog.
Yeah.
Ah,
it's
that's
red
cool.
fog.
that's ROG.
And it's got something to do with Lim Duel, the flavor text, hey? They were
Lim-
chasing
Lim
him
Du-
and he hid.
Yeah, Lim Duel was a prominent character during the Dominarian Ice Age.
And then on the picture on the card, you can see Lim Duel hiding in the Glacial Crevasse.
Yeah, there it is.
Kind of neat. We have a Lightning Greaves.
Lightning Greaves.
And a little bit ago, we talked about the prototype Planeswalker card in Jaya Ballard.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the absolute best Planeswalker card, but only the 7th best equipment card in all of Magic the Gathering, Jeet.
Oh, I don't know, man. Top 5. Top 5, I think.
You think it's top
Pe-
5? I don't know.
People are going to hammer me again. They're going to fucking Jeet me again on Twitter.
I don't know.
Jeet's shitty. It's not top 5. Whatever. Jeet, top 5 fucking equipments of all time.
Did you watch Commander Night Live?
Yes, I was there.
Jeet basically turned your deck off, didn't it?
Yes, it always does.
Every time.
And the downward trend in converted mana cost, efficient creatures, and mana dorks to accelerate you quicker, and commanders that cost like 3 mana that are not very big because they only cost 3 mana. Jeet's good, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude.
Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to fucking anything,
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a player like the swords. No, it's anything. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 charge counters, not 1.
2.
You get fucking 2
on the Jeet.
on the Jeet.
Not even on the creature.
Okay, so this is the actual ability. Remove a charge counter, choose 1. You can give equipped creature +2/+2 until end of turn.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. It's really fucking good.
Fine.
Makes Earthquakes a lot better too because you can pump your guy and have him not die.
That's right.
Or you can give target creature -1/-1, which kills all the little guys.
That's right.
And you can do that twice, remember, because you get 2 fucking counters. Or you can gain 2 life, which also makes Earthquakes better because if everybody's
we
at
survive
10,
the Earthquake.
yeah, if everybody's at 10 and you Earthquake for 10, you Jeet for 2 life, you win.
And I was actually going to take the Jeet out and replace it with something else because it didn't work the way with Toralf that I hoped it did because you don't read the card because you're so excited about, oh my god, this is going to be so good. Because I just thought it said deal damage.
Yeah.
But it's combat damage.
And
but then I played it.
That's good.
Jeet's never leaving this deck.
You know what? Sort of Fire and Ice would be good here. Pro red, right? And draw a card.
Yeah.
Both of those are good things for this deck.
Actually, Sword of War and Peace might not be bad here either because it gains me some life.
Oh, yeah.
So that
that'd
might
be
be
good.
all right.
All right.
But the point is, Jeet's awesome. Play him if you got him.
Yeah.
And if you don't got him, get him.
Jeet them up.
And the last one, the last card, the Fiery Spice of
The
deck.
last category.
Last category is
Here
the
we go.
Fiery Spice. Here we go. Relic Robber.
Relic Robber. You give this one a read.
Relic Robber is a 2/2 Goblin Rogue for red 2 with haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player creates a 0/1 colorless Goblin Construct artifact creature token, and that creature token has this creature can't block, and at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you.
What in the ass?
So you swing in for 2.
Yeah.
You give them a shitty creature that they can't do anything with, that deals damage to them over time, and then you fucking Earthquake that creature to deal extra damage to them.
And if you get a Fiery Emancipation, they're going to take 6 off the initial attack, and then each turn they're going to take 3.
Yeah.
Which is, like, I don't know if you call that magical Christmas land. It's 2 cards, right? And this happens to be a Goblin, so you could find it, right?
Yeah, it's a good-ass card.
Yep.
Next one up here, we got Hunted Dragon.
This is of the Hunted cycle from original Ravnica. This is a 6/6 for 5 with flying and haste. And you say, hey, what CCO, what the fuck? That's a good card. Like, it must have a drawback. And you're right, because you give your opponent 3 2/2 white knight creature tokes.
With first strike.
Yeah, who cares? Fuck, I'm going to first strike them with Earthquake.
That's right.
Then they're going to take 25.
Oh, I love that card.
All right.
How about Forbidden Orchard?
Oh, man. Forbidden Orchard. Tap to give me a red or whatever.
Whatever mana you want.
And give them a 1/1. Oh, yeah.
And the last one in this section, last card in the deck proper, is Dousing Dagger.
Does this give them a creature?
It sure does. When it comes into play, target opponent creates 2 0/2 plant creature tokens with Defender.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
And then when I hit somebody with it, which I inevitably will, it flips over into a land that taps for 3 of any color, in this case, red.
And that's the deck.
That's the whole deck.
That is the deck. And I like that spice category because, like, those cards are fine. They're good. Dousing Dagger and Forbidden Orchard. And, like, those are cards that see play, right? But Hunted Dragon and Relic Robber, not as much.
Yeah.
Man, they're just, they're fun. They're fun.
I'm also, I guess of note, in the land section, I also play a Shatter Skull Smashing. It's another X burn spell.
Oh, yeah, that you could play as a land, untapped for 3 life.
Yeah, or you can, like, 6, well, I guess not 6, but you can do a bunch, you can do X damage to a couple of things, and if X is 6, it doubles and stuff. It's a pretty good card.
Oh, yeah, that fits in there. You got a Faceless Haven that turns into a does it have all creature types?
Yep, turns into a change, like a 3/3 changeling, I
Oh,
believe.
and you could play
4/3 changeling.
You could play Mutavault in here as well. If you have an extra Mutavault, they're a little bit spendy. They're $10 or $12 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because that turns into a Goblin, and like I think those 2 cards are only useful if you're doing like a tribal sub theme, right?
Yeah, I put them in there, or I put this one in there because it's a snowland, so it works with Scred.
Yeah.
And I can tap, if I can turn it into a Goblin, I have another Goblin for my Skirk Fire Marshal.
Yes, that's right, and that's why I was thinking of Mutavault too. But I forgot that Faceless Haven is a snowland, so it works with Scred. That's a good little synergy. You got a Valakut in here and like a bunch of how many basics do you run?
25.
25. That's enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's enough.
Damn,
How come no Shivan Gorge deals damage on a land?
I only
Or
have one.
Fucking Wrath's Edge.
I do actually have one of those.
Wrath's Edge, man. I'm telling you, deals damage to something. Terrible. Oh, it's terrible. That's good. That's the whole deck. We've got some strengths and weaknesses.
Let's do it.
Okay. I like this deck for this strength. It can flip between control and aggro.
Yeah.
Like it can kind of decide what it wants to do, what path it wants to go down, maybe. Or sometimes the deck will probably just tell you, like, oh, earthquake after earthquake after earthquake. Yeah, this is going to be like the control deck because I'm just going to keep the board clear and just keep doing damage to people. Make them put each other on a clock. That's when life gain would probably be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You've got a bunch of just like, okay cards that are doing good work.
Yes.
Yes. Like the Hour of Devastation is just like, it's fine.
It's a good card.
Right? And like that Hunted Dragon, a 6/6 flying haste for 5. It's like, that's good. But it's going to do work in the deck.
Oh, yeah. It's going to do fucking damage in this deck.
Yep. You could, this is the final strength I'll talk about. You could have a very cheap mana base. You're mono red, right? You don't care about non-basics because you're playing Blood Moon. Like I could hypothetically run this deck with all snow-covered, like, and it would still be equally as good. I could run all snow-covered mountains, a Valakut, and that Forbidden Orchard. Yeah. And I was going to say, you don't even need Valakut if you can't afford it. Like,
yeah, you don't need the Valley. It's good to have.
You got a Wasteland in here, which is almost $40. It's like, that's fine. You run that card if you have that card because it's good card, right?
Play it if you got it. If you don't got it, you don't need it.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to touch too much on like the budget and stuff of the deck because you got all like your foils listed and stuff, so that affects the value of the deck. As it sits, it's like $770.
Yeah.
But again, if you take out some of the foils like foil Goblin King and foil Jeet and foil this, foil that, Wasteland, foil Valakut original printing. You're going to have a fairly affordable deck. And again, you could run your tribe or sub-theme of choice, right?
You could cut every goblin in the deck for anything else that you want to play, and that immediately frees up 14, 15 slots in the deck.
Yeah, and I think the core of the deck is the 15 mass damage or the 16 mass damage effects that you want to play in like all Toralf decks. Or no, what's his name? Toralf, yeah.
Toralf. I don't think any of those are any dollars. I think Blasphemous Act is the most expensive one.
It's like $4 or something.
$5.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are these are all cards that people will just trade you for a pittance. Like nobody cares. Nobody really plays Earthquake.
Well, and some of those cards are actually in like boxes that you can buy, right? Like Earthquake and I think Chain Reaction have both been in Commander products.
Yep.
Hour of Devastation is new.
Faultline
Jaya Ballard
Starstorm
was in Premium Deck Series, Fire and Lightning. You remember that? Yeah. Okay. So you can get these cards. That's fine.
They're easy to find.
Yeah. Moving over to weaknesses.
Nah.
Okay. We talked about just okay cards.
Yeah.
And we're going to flip that onto its head. You're playing a bunch of cards that are maybe just okay.
Yeah.
Right?
With Toralf, they're really good.
Yeah.
Without Toralf, they're just okay.
And you know what? That makes the deck dependent on its commander to function, which is like lots of decks.
Yeah.
So that's not really a weakness, but know that the deck is kind of commander focused.
And we do have it kind of makes up for that a little bit in that I did try and have ways of making a bunch of mana so you can play him for 8 if you have to.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel good, but you can do it.
Yeah, like you play the Ashnod's Altar, you can sack a bunch of goblins and make mana like that. And you know what? I like Commander's Plate for that reason, right? Like keep your commander alive, protect him. I like that.
To protect him, as you say.
Now, a little bit of a lack of card draw. We're playing red, so we gotta scrounge a little bit, but that's fine. It's a little bit linear. I think people might, if you wanted like a really different gameplay experience every time.
Yeah.
Now, I do like that, like the goblins give you a little bit of play. If you made that artifact version of it that I was talking about, then you'd have the exact same fucking play pattern every time.
Yeah, I think that I built the deck to be more splashy than where people go, oh, dang, because Earthquake for 12 is one of those, it's a big, splashy, game-changing play, and I think that...
And we like that.
That's what I built this deck to do,
yeah.
And it does have some play, and it's still fun to mess around with, but it's really there to get that big, just tap 800 cards.
The story moment.
Sack fucking everything and play a card.
Yeah, win or lose at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love that.
I'm going to win the game right now, or I'm just going to lose.
Yeah.
And high risk, high reward, baby. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, last thing I want to talk about before we move on to Spice Calculator. It's got a very deceptive average converted mana cost. 3.4, which is fine and casual. You got like creatures that cost 4 and 5 and stuff, but them earthquakes. CMC of 2, but actually 12.
Yes.
So that's fine. That's just something to note that like those earthquakes, you're going to maybe use them to clear the board early, and then they're just going to sit in your hand until you got like 15 mana.
You can play them for 2 and 3 and not get a bunch of Toralf damage just to keep yourself alive. But
the best win is Earthquake for 2 and you do kill somebody with Toralf because you're playing against elves or soldiers or something, right? Earthquake for 3 and your opponent just cast like Army of the Damned.
Oh,
they get 13 damage off of a
did 15 off of a 2-point earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, that's good. I like that.
That'd be great.
Spice Calculator.
Spice Calculator.
Now I'm gonna go back to that Goblin sub theme again because remember you got a tutor and you got 2 tutors in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those hurt the Spice Calculator a little bit because they're gonna probably find the same thing every time, right? And give you a similar experience. But we're probably going to give this one honorary Spice because it is one of your personal decks.
I appreciate that.
So we looked at the stats, right? 111 decks on EDHRec.com. Yeah, that's and new, but I think that this is going to be a popular one. Puts it 36th on the list of mono reds.
Puts him right behind Squee the Immortal.
Squeezes Christ.
Yeah, right?
Died for your sins.
And he's tied with our girl Pashalik Mons.
Yeah.
And then them two together are right above Jaya Ballard Taskmage.
Look at that. Squee would be a good one in this deck, right? Goblin comes back from the dead.
Sure.
Kind of cool. We looked at the EDHRec.com page, and it's got like a lot of damage, like copy effects, so you can copy earthquakes and stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. You take 2 points off your Earthquake and cast a Fork effect, and you double the remaining amount of mana that you spent. That's pretty cool.
I remember why I don't play those. Because if you kill all their creatures with the first Earthquake, they're gone for the second one.
Ah, yeah.
So then all that's going to do is probably get my Toralf if I'm playing my Earthquake strategically.
Yeah.
And it would only double something like a Banefire, or maybe a Comet Storm would be good too.
Yeah.
But if you're targeting creatures with them, those creatures are dead.
Yeah, I see. I get you.
So
I get you.
There we go. I knew I had a reason for not doing that.
Okay. Well, going through the deck, we said average CMC, 3.4.
Yep.
Totally fine. 2 tutors. Cards different than the stock Toralf list on EDH. You made up a lot of ground in the creature department because you're not playing a lot of the creatures that the stock list is playing.
That's right.
We got 36 different cards.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of the matches were in the damage doublers and the earthquake effects, of course.
The Zata thing, where when you're doing a thing, you got to play all the things that do that thing. I'm not playing Molten Disaster. I feel like I am. Never mind. Oh, I thought I was a bad Magic player, but it's there.
There it is. There it is.
If you're not playing Molten Disaster, get one. They're like $1 or $2, and they're an uncounterable Earthquake for 1 extra mana.
There it is.
That's just good.
All right. Well, we punch it all into the spice calculator. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Supercomputer sounds 43.2.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. Yeah. We're going to say it passes the 50 test
Thank you.
if you don't have a Goblin Recruiter, because that card is a little bit spendy, I think.
Are they spendy now?
I think so. They saw a bump in price because of Muxus, I think.
They're $7.50 American-ish.
I
which
suppose
puts
that's
about
not that expensive.
$25.91 Canadian.
Yeah.
And I only play it really to get either Brash Taunter or Skirk Fire Marshal. Like, that's what I play him for.
Yeah.
And caught him. Just play the Matron.
There it is.
Right?
Okay, well, if that's the case, then your spice calculator would go up to 53.5.
Ooh.
There it is. Past the 50 test.
I
You're
like
officially spicy.
I like it.
I'm gonna give you honorary spicy with 2 tutors because you're playing top 5 equipment of all time. Fucking Jeet. That sounds like an upcoming CCO top 5 in 5.
You better believe
Best
it.
equipments 1 through 5. Jeet.
Now, Jeet will be an honorable mention. What if we on the top 5?
Number 7 on our top 5 list.
I'm surprised. We talked about it. I don't even remember where we talked about it, but people kind of latched onto it, and I got quite a few people sending me power rankings of fucking artifacts, equipments. It's just, and I appreciate that because people took some time and did little write-ups and stuff. But yeah, it's surprising how many people. You're right. Don't think that Jeet is way up there.
You're right.
It's weird.
Well.
It's weird.
That's the list. Let us know in the comments on YouTube. Get at us at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando on Twitter, or anywhere that you find the show. Let us know. Is Jeet top 5? Let us know what you think of the deck. Give Brando your suggestions on Twitter, or I guess funny most damage stories that you've pulled off with like Fiery Emancipation and Furnace of Wrath, Twin Gods.
Dictates of the Twin Gods.
And then you Earthquake for 10.
And then you Comet Storm your fucking Brash Taunter for like, oh, baby. I don't even want to do the math.
That's it.
You fight a 1/1 with Brash Taunter, he does 20.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, so give Brando your stories and give him some advice on playing the deck, because this is the kind of thing where it's like you'll make a random discovery. Hey, this is good with this. Oh my god, I can do so much damage, right?
The nuance, yeah.
Yeah.
And also the show in the show notes, there will be a link to the deck list.
Yep.
And I always welcome comments on any of my deck for how I can make it better, make it different. Even if you think that I could change up the categories a little bit, any input I super appreciate. So if you have the time and the inclination,
you're trying to get a fucking edge, hey, by crowdsourcing.
Hey.
You fucking scumbag.
I built the deck. It has 100% win rate.
There it is.
What more do I need?
What more do I need, he says. I need to have 110% win rate. I need to win games I haven't even played.
Exactly. It's what is that, the Basilisk? Roto's Basilisk or something? It's a thing that will exist in the future, and now that you know about it, you're part of making it happen.
Oh, yeah, like Sarah Connor.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I forget exactly how the whole thing works. I learned about it in university, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the prof came in and was like, I'm going to teach you something really dangerous today. And then it was this whole thing.
That is something that a philosophy professor would say, hey.
Yeah.
Knowledge and words are the most dangerous thing in the world.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think a fucking nuclear warhead is more dangerous. But it's the words that make somebody push the red button to fire it.
Right?
Then is it the red button that's the most dangerous? Ban all red buttons.
It was the finger that pushed the button.
Oh, it was the finger blaster.
Ban all. He got finger blasted. Every nuclear blast is a finger blast.
Oh,
Welcome to CCO Nation, everybody.
Yeah. You know the shocker, the spocker, the school bus, the minivan, right? 2 in the front, 5 in the back. What's the nuclear warhead? Is that just like you put your whole head in?
It's the middle finger where it goes in the butt, and then
what are we doing?
no middle finger in the butt, and then everything's going fine because it's acceptable. But then after you're done and everybody's happy and you're like cuddling after, you put your finger up the nose.
Ooh.
That's the nuclear.
Right into the brain, like you're mummifying them.
That's the nuclear option.
That's the nuclear option.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the nation.
It will blow up your relationship immediately if you do that. That's why we call it the nuclear option.
That's it. Welcome to the nation. No kink shaming.
Is that relationship advice? If you really, really want to break up with somebody, but you just don't know how?
That's it. Yeah, now we're counseling Cookout Podcast.
Wow, CCO!
That's it. Oh, man, I haven't made that joke in a while. Well, that's it. That's another great Brando deck, great relationship advice. Everywhere to find us on the screen in the show notes. Thanks to all the new subs. If you're not subbed and you're listening, what the fuck? As Brando said last week.
Just do it. You're listening to us anyway. Just click the button.
Oh, man. Final thought of the day, and thank our glorious business daddies that are probably going to drop us after what we just talked about.
Business Daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, the area source for all your gaming needs, and our official sponsor out here. They help us keep the lights on for all of you. Thank all of you for being here, for partaking of the show in your ear holes and your eye holes and whatever other hole through which you intake the show or our advice. No kink shaming.
That's it.
As far as the deck goes, I'm really happy with it, but I always think these things have room to grow and change, so suggestions are always welcome. If you want to try it out yourself and let me know how it goes, by all means, I'd love to hear about it, how much damage you did, or how you might have killed yourself by earthquaking a little bit too hard, because we've all been there too. But that's it for me and Ryan. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll be back next week with another super exciting Kaldheim Commander on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!